Now let's take a look at the computer industry. Looking back over the last 100 years, we find that the computer industry, as in the auto industry, is in a constant process of being punctuated by companies creating new market space. The U.S. computer industry began in 1890 when Herman Hollerith invented the punch card tabulating machine to shorten data recording and analysis for the U.S. Census. Soon after, Hollerith left the Census Office to form the Tabulating Machine Company, the world's first computer firm. Yet, there was no market for Hollerith's tabulators. At the time, data processing in business was accomplished with pencil and ledger. The pencil was inexpensive, it was easy to use, and depending on the user, it was accurate. Hollerith's tabulator was fast and accurate, yet it was expensive. It was difficult to use, and it required continual upkeep. Frustrated and close to bankruptcy, Hollerith sold his company to CTR, a business that sold everything from punch clocks to deli meat slicers. By 1914, CTR's tabulating business still remained small and unprofitable. In an attempt to turn the business around, the company looked to Thomas Watson. Watson recognized that there was enormous untapped demand for tabulators to help businesses improve inventory and accounting practices. Yet he also realized that the cumbersome new technology was too expensive and too complicated for business owners, when their cheap and easy-to-use pencils worked just fine. In a strategic move that created the business computer industry, Watson combined the strengths of the tabulator with the ease and lower costs of the pencil and ledger. The CTR tabulators were simplified and customized to the needs of each business. They also offered on-site maintenance, user education, and vendor oversight. Next, Watson leased the machines. This allowed businesses to avoid large capital expenditures while providing the flexibility to upgrade as tabulators improved. Within 6 years, the firm's revenues more than tripled from $4 million to $14 million. Customers would get the speed and efficiency of the tabulator without the need to hire specialists. By 1924, CTR held 85% of the tabulating market in the U.S. The same year, to reflect his global ambitions, Watson changed the company's name to International Business Machines, or IBM. Skip ahead 30 years to 1952. Remington Rand delivered the UNIVAC, the world's first commercial electronic computer. Yet that same year, there were just 3 UNIVACs sold. Once again, IBM's Watson, this time his son, Thomas Watson Jr., would see the untapped demand in what appeared to be a small, lackluster marketplace. The next year, IBM introduced the IBM 650, the first intermediate-sized computer for business use. Watson realized if business were going to use the electronic computer, they wouldn't want a complicated machine, but would pay for the computing power. So, Watson made IBM's electronic computers much simpler to use, although less powerful than the UNIVAC. Priced at just $200,000 compared to the UNIVAC's $1 million price tag, the 650 was relatively affordable. Soon after, IBM unbundled their mid-size computers, allowing businesses to purchase only the hardware, software, and services they actually used. This move gave birth to the multi-billion-dollar software and services industries. As a result of Watson's strategic move, by the end of the 1950s, IBM captured 85% of the business electronic computer market, with revenues increasing from $412 million in 1952 to $1.16 billion in 1959. The computer industry continued its evolution through the 1960s and 70s. IBM, Digital Equipment, Sperry, and others expanded operations globally, improving and extending product lines into peripherals and service markets. While the major computer manufacturers were intent on building bigger, more powerful machines for the business market, in 1978, the two-man Apple Computer Company revolutionized the industry with its Apple II home computer. Contrary to common wisdom, the Apple was not the first personal computer on the market. 2 years earlier, MITS unveiled the Altair 8800. Businessweek quickly called MITS the IBM of home computers. You haven't heard of the Altair? Well, the Altair's price was right, $495. Yet the machine had no monitor, no permanent memory, no software, and no keyboard. To enter data, users manipulated switches on the front of the box, with program results displayed in a pattern of flashing lights on the front panel. In contrast, while using existing technology available, the Apple II offered a complete computer system with an all-in-one design, keyboard, and graphic interface. Priced at $1,200, the Apple II was delivered with software ranging from games to business programs, making the computer accessible to non-programmers. Apple changed the way people thought about computers. Computers were no longer faceless number-crunching machines. They became, like the Model T before it, part of the American household. Just 2 years later, Apple was one of the fastest-growing companies in America. Sales increased tenfold to over 200,000 units a year. Revenues topped out at $117 million, and Apple placed on the Fortune 500 list after only 3 years in business, an unprecedented feat. By 1981, there were over 50 personal computer companies in the newly formed $3 billion industry. The personal computer market steadily continued to expand until the mid-1990s, when Dell launched a strategic move that would create another period of rapid demand. Traditionally, computer manufacturers competed by offering faster computers with more features and software. However, Dell punctuated the PC market by recreating the purchase, delivery, and maintenance phases of the buyer's experience. With its direct sales methods connecting suppliers and customers, Dell could sell PCs for 40% less than traditional dealers. Direct sales further appealed to customers as Dell offered unprecedented delivery time. Dell delivered machines in just 4 days, compared to their competitors' average of 10.5 weeks. Moreover, through Dell's online and telephone ordering system, customers were given the option to customize their new computers. The built-to-order model allowed Dell to reduce inventory costs significantly. Today, Dell is the undisputed market leader in PC sales, with revenues skyrocketing from $5.3 billion in 1995 to $60 billion in 2006, with market share growth from 2% to over 19% in the same period.